off of the modeling now.
Mhm.
Are you a fan of rap? And
Yeah.
What rappers do you like? What are you interested in?
I mean, when I was growing up, this was like, 2004, 2005, when, like, in my opinion, besides the early 90s, rap was at its absolute pinnacle in creativity as far as beat making goes, as far as collaborations go. I used to listen to all of Eminem's records, like, on repeat. I used to listen to 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, like, on repeat. Like, that shit was so hot. Like, Ja Rule was so hot. Everything in the 2000s was just banging. I loved everything about it. All the old music, Yin Yang Twins and Little John, and, like, it was just hype. Like, all the music was so hype, and there wasn't much. I don't want to say creativity in it, but the rap isn't as creative as it is today. Today's more of poetry, like early Nas kind of music. But when they had the beefs, in the early 2000s, with, like, that shit was culture. Like, that was life. Like, you went on the news, and instead of hearing about, like, the weather, you heard about, like, 50 Cent and Ja Rule, like, beefing in the club. Like, so it was more than just putting on a pair of headphones and listening to music. Like, it was everywhere. TRL was on, every day after school. You came home, you grabbed something to eat, you sat down, you watched TRL. So it was music constantly. So it played such a huge role in my life in the early 2000s that it kind of shut me out to a lot of other cultures and music, because I was so into that, Fat Farm and Rockaware and Sean John, the velour suits and, like, all that bullshit. So, I mean, I really did enjoy rap in the early 2000s to, like, 2006, 2007. And then it started to get a little.
But currently, who do you fuck with?
Currently, I mean, I got into house like a couple years ago, so, like, I was listening. I was a big fan of Deadmau5 for a while. But as far as rap goes, I really like Kendrick. I like J. Cole. As much as I hate to admit it, I like Rich Homie Quan. I like Future, even though I used to hate Future. Like, last year, I dogged Future. I was like, yo, anyone that could just moan and make that noise and, like, was hot, I was like, how is that talented? I'm like, yo, grab anybody with a nasal congestion and throw them on a track with a little bit of filter, and it's gonna sound like Future. So I hated it, and then obviously, like, when Drake and Future got together, I was like, fucking shit was so hot. Like, that revamped modern rap for me. That and Kendrick and J. Cole really gave me that, like, whew, like, this is a fucking banger. Like, I haven't danced to rap in a while. And then, once they started putting out this shit, like, it was that shit, like, you put on your car and, that shit was fucking cranked, bro. All the new Drake, the new Future, Rich Homie Quan, Migos. What happened? Young Thug's all right. I mean, he's a little too moany. He's, like, a little, like.
He's also like the Future shit.
Yeah, a little too moany, but I do like it. Migos, I like Migos, but like I said, it's hard to keep up with it nowadays. Besides, like, World Star and unless you follow any of them on Snapchat or Twitter or Instagram, to really, like, hear everyone's new shit that's out all the time, to keep up with it. Like, when 50 Cent came out with a new track back in the day, like, I was on LimeWire, like, 45 seconds later downloading it. Like, I had all of my shit categorized from month to time of day that I downloaded it to everything. Like, all my rap was like, it was like a Bible for me. And I made a whole CD thing, like, this thick, that I had a lock on it when it was zippered up. It locked it so no one could take my CDs. Like, rap was so big for me back in the day, and now I feel like it kind of dwindled a little bit because it got a little too foofy and pussy and soft. Like, no one beefs anymore. Everyone collaborates, and which is good for music, because that's when you get, like, some of the best shit and the best combos. Drake and Future maybe never would have got together, like, back in the early 2000s. Like, maybe beefing would have been better for their image. They would have had more followers.
But we just saw the Drake and Meek Mill beef. So that was.
That's just, like, that was such bullshit to me. Like, Meek has this hype persona about him. Like I ride around Philly, like, doing wheelies, like, on dirt bikes and shit, and then you just get bodied by a light skinned, half Jewish guy who just completely dogs you. How do you even go back to the streets, pop wheelies, and, like, act like a G after that? Like, it just makes, like, if I was Meek, honestly, I'd get on social media and I would say, I got bodied.
Yeah.
Shit happens. Yeah, I got hit. I got hit by fucking like a few stitches. I got hit by games manager. Like he manned up about it. He's like, I got hit. Like I got hit. Like it's what it is. Like what am I gonna do? Deny that I got knocked out? Like I got cold cocked and I lost. Let's go again. That's how he should have handled the situation. The fact that he's like trying to actually go one up with him and outbody him. Meek shows dudes are showing up with Drake faces and shit. Like, how do you do a show, bro? I would cancel the whole show right there. I'd be like, every motherfucker here with a Drake cutout, you're gone. Like, he doesn't accept the defeat of it. He just, it sucks to me. Like, cause I like Meek when he first came out, and then once Drake completely dismantles him, I lost respect for him. It's like one of my big tough guy friends that like I thought was like this badass for so long, and then some like little dude comes up and just cracks him, knocks him out. I'm like, all right, like you're not the kind of person that like I thought you were. So it's that you're right. I like totally forgot to even like touch on that. That was the most entertaining rap beef that's happened in my opinion, probably in the last 5 years, something like that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Twitter back and forth. I enjoyed the, Nicki Minaj being involved and like that being like a little trifecta of, how it tied it all together. It was fucking entertaining. I liked it. I did like it, but I mean, Drake's still a beast, man. I can't. As much as you hate him, he's a beast. He is. He's just a lyricist for sure.